Are you a big fan of the show Ben 10? Would you like to know about some of the strongest alien abilities Ben possesses throughout the series? Well, you're in luck, as this is a place to come to find out. Welcome back to Comet's Top 10s, where today we'll be counting down our picks for Ben Tennyson's Top 10 Strongest Powers and Abilities in Ben 10. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, as well as click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. With that said, let's jump right into our top 10 picks, shall we? Number 10, Mind Control. To start off this list, we had to go with the power to control the mind. And I know it may sound crazy that mind control is at number 10, but Ben has an abundance of different abilities that are all powerful in their own rights. And mind control is just the tip of the iceberg. Using the alien vampire, Ben can use mind control on a large variety of alien races to take control of their bodies and have them do just about anything. Fun fact, aliens that are from the Anur system are more susceptible to mind control, making them the prime targets for Ben when he uses his transformation. Vampire first appeared in Ben 10 Omniverse, where we get to see Ben use his ability for the first time to mind control 3 villains. Any creature caught in the gaze of a corruptura can be mind controlled quite easily, unless they are wearing some sort of armor or suit that protects their forehead. As soon as Ben takes control, he can give his targets orders by verbally telling them what to do. You could say that this ability is similar to Ghost Freak's powers, but without physically possessing the other person. So while being able to control someone is a very powerful feat, there are some drawbacks when you're up against an alien that isn't affected by it. Number 9, Technopathy. You might be wondering what Technopathy is. Well, the best example is Ben's alien Upgrade. First appearing in the classic Ben 10 series, Upgrade is made entirely from nanites, allowing him to reshape his body at will to merge with any technology he touches. Whenever Ben absorbs technology, Upgrade's body encases the whole machine, changing its pattern to match the alien and physically upgrade it to tech that is beyond human capabilities, called Ultra Tech. Upgrade's abilities vary depending on what tech he absorbs, just like when Ben merges with Rex from the Generator Rex series, enhancing the nanites in Rex's body and Rex's own Technopathy, making him way stronger than before. So far, there seems to be no limit on what type of tech Upgrade can absorb. The only downside is that higher intelligence machines can fight against the possession and force Upgrade out of their systems. All in all, being able to take control of machines and enhance their mechanics is a very handy ability that Ben relies on many times throughout the series. Number 8, Plant Manipulation. Now you might be thinking, how is plant manipulation better than mind control and Technopathy? Well, in Alien Force, Ben obtains Swamp Fire, an alien that can manipulate plant life around him, which he uses to trip up enemies, trap them in vines, and even create a wall of plants to protect himself from deadly attacks. Swamp Fire's plant-based body is also able to produce methane gas that he uses to create fireball projectiles. The best ability that comes from his plant manipulation is that he can regenerate any part of his body in a matter of seconds. We see the scale of his regeneration when Swamp Fire's head was completely destroyed, but grows back almost instantaneously. There was also the time that Ben was able to reattach a hybrid's arm and even evolve the hybrid species so they wouldn't go extinct. Since his body is made of plants, he can separate his whole body into vines that allows him to squeeze into tight spaces and even dig through the ground to make a quick escape if needed. The versatility in his plant manipulation, plus his ability to regenerate so quickly, is what makes Swampfire a go-to alien for Ben when he's in a bind. Number 7, Electrokinesis. It should be no surprise that we had to have electrokinesis on this list, considering that Feedback is one of Ben's favorite aliens. Feedback's electrokinesis allows him to absorb and redirect different types of energies, but he primarily deals with electricity. Introduced in Ben 10 Omniverse, Feedback has the ability to absorb energy blasts from multiple villains, like malware, oftentimes redirecting the output. Currently, there is no record of how much energy Feedback can actually absorb, making it potentially infinite. Once he has enough energy stored up, he can release it as an electrical charge from his hands and even use his electrokinesis to propel him like jet thrusters, giving him the ability to fly. Feedback can also increase his speed riding on electrical cables, making him twice as fast. The fact that his electrokinesis is practically infinite is what makes it such an amazing ability to have on our list. A cool side note, while we don't get to see Feedback until Ben 10 Omniverse, it is said that Ben actually unlocked him off-screen right after the Ben 10 Destroy All Aliens movie in 2012. Kinda crazy, right? What's even crazier is that we have a watch order for the entire Ben 10 series that you haven't checked out yet. See the card above? Yeah, click it. Number 6, energy manipulation. While this might be very similar to Feedback's electrokinesis, Chromastone's energy manipulation is strong enough to stand on its own. Chromastone first appeared in Ben 10 Alien Force, giving Ben the ability to absorb practically any type of energy thrown at him. Chromastone can absorb ultraviolet light, electromagnetic radiation, and even cosmic rays, which he can use to project powerful blasts of pure energy back at his opponents. The amount of energy Chromastone can manipulate does have a limit, as his body would crumble into pieces if he absorbs too much. What's cool about his power is that some energies can phase right through his body, giving him the ability to redirect that energy back at its caster. Chromastone is completely immune to electrical attacks, but he can also conduct electricity through his body as well. Something even crazier is that he can manipulate the energy to allow him to fly, while leaving a rainbow trail in his path. The fact that Chromastone can manipulate almost any type of energy gives him a boost above Feedback, and why he's a powerhouse worthy of our list. Number 5. Intelligence. When it comes to the power of intelligence, Brainstorm is your alien. Ben acquired Brainstorm in Ben 10 Alien Force, and he uses Brainstorm's intellect on many occasions to outsmart his opponents. Crazy as it sounds, Brainstorm's IQ is said to be 1 nonillion, giving him the ability to actually visualize moving objects and equations within a matter of seconds. His intelligence allows him to instantly predict the mindsets, attacks, weaknesses, and mannerisms of all his opponents, while finding the best possible solution for winning, with as little effort as possible. When the exoskeleton opens in Brainstorm's skull, he can produce electricity from his brain to knock down enemies or to disrupt electrical devices. Whenever Ben needs an alien that can help him come up with a plan or think outside the box, he knows he can rely on Brainstorm to find a solution. One major weakness, however, is that certain abilities like Sonic Screams can disrupt Brainstorm's focus, giving him a headache and preventing him from using his electrokinesis. So all in all, when you're looking for brain power, Brainstorm's your alien. Number 4. Gravity manipulation. If you're looking for a species that can manipulate gravity, Gravitac is your alien. Debuting in Ben 10 Omniverse, Gravitac controls gravity and uses it to manipulate objects by messing with their weight and direction. He can suspend people and objects in the air, causing them to levitate, and when he's really mad, he can send them flying across a room, slamming them into all kinds of objects. Interestingly enough, Gravitac can put objects on an orbital tract, practically causing a floating field of debris. He is capable of making barriers and walls of gravity with the energy that emits from his hands as well. One of Gravitac's strongest abilities with gravity is when he uses the law of general relativity to make objects going at light speed slow down to a halt. If you think that's cool, then wait till you see how Gravitac can manipulate energy to orbit around him, causing him to levitate. This ability, paired with his orbital track skill, is what practically turns him into a small planet. Don't get too close or the gravity will start to draw you in, just like how it drew him in to our number 4 spot. Number 3. Time manipulation. Everyone knew that Clockwork's time manipulation would be somewhere on this list. In Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Ben acquires the alien Clockwork, giving him the ability to control time in various ways. Clockwork can use his time manipulation to send people back in time, into different timelines, and even restore them if they were erased from existence. He is also able to shoot green time rays that age a person or object into dust. How crazy is that? Since he is a slower alien, Clockwork makes up for his lack of speed by creating an AoE slowing field, making him faster and everything else within the field slower. He is also capable of creating hologram-like images from the past by turning the key on his head. His time manipulation doesn't stop there, as he can revert things to a previous state and immobilize them. Even his knowledge of time is outstanding, as Clockwork knows the exact time, duration, and place that events will occur. The ability to basically take complete control of time is insane to say the least, hence why it's so high up on our list. Number 2. Body snatching. While Ghost Freak has tons of useful abilities as a ghost-like alien, we just had to go with his ability to body snatch, as it comes in handy in more ways than one. Initially haunting Ben in the Ben 10 Classic series, Ghost Freak can possess the body of an individual and take full control of them. Once he is inside of a body, he has the ability to throw them around like ragdolls, oftentimes making them hit themselves. One of the best parts about Ghost Freak's body snatching is that he is able to access any superpowers that the host has once in full possession of the body. This ability ability is terrifying, as Ghost Freak is practically as strong as whoever he possesses. However, it's possible for the host to fight off Ghost Freak's possession and free themselves from his control. There are some types of aliens that Ghost Freak can't possess at all, making them immune to his powers. Even without the ability to body snatch, he can still cause someone to have a stroke, give them deathly chills, and even disrupt electrical devices just by phasing through them. Now we can't have a top 10 list without some honorable mentions. Friction manipulation. When it comes to speed, there is no contest that Accelerate is the alien for the job. Accelerate was first introduced in Ben 10 Classic, with his ability to manipulate friction. His friction manipulation also allows him to travel at speeds over 500 miles per hour, and he can even move fast enough that time itself seems to stop, giving him the chance to reposition things while still in motion. There is no max record speed for Accelerate, but we do see the difference in speed when 10-year-old Ben uses it compared to Ben 10,000. Using his friction manipulation, Accelerate can attack opponents with speed-boosted kicks and punches, delivering devastating blows and even forming tornadoes by running in circles at supersonic speeds. It doesn't stop there, as he is capable of speed thinking while he accelerates, increasing his reflexes and dexterity. Accelerate is so fast that he can disarm a bomb before it goes off by typing in every possible combination code within a matter of seconds. The amount of time that Accelerate's speed has gotten Ben out of a tough spot is why we had to put him in our honorable mentions list. Reality manipulation. Now I know what you're all thinking. Why is Alien X's reality manipulation not at number 1? Well, just hear me out. We first see Alien X in Ben 10 Alien Force, where Ben uses his powers to reverse time and stop a dam from blowing up. Alien X's reality manipulation allows him to alter space, reality, and time at will, giving him the ability to practically do anything he wishes. Alien X is almost completely invulnerable, as seen when he survived the entire universe being destroyed around him, and then proceeds to recreate that destroyed universe. He is capable of dimensional travel, teleportation, and even mind control through telekinesis. It doesn't end there though, as Alien X is also able to create miniature black holes when he's fused with atomics to create Atomic X. Alien X can even reshape and duplicate himself, as seen when he had to fight another celestial sapien to clear himself during a trial after he remade the universe. So the reason why we put Alien X in the honorable mentions list is because we knew that he was the obvious choice because of how OP he is, and we wanted to give some of the other aliens and their abilities a shine in the spotlight. Number 1, nuclear manipulation. Last but not least, coming in at number 1 is the alien Atomics and his nuclear manipulation. We first get to see Atomics in Ben 10 Omniverse, where he is chanting to increase the damage output on his attacks. Atomics has the ability to manipulate and create multiple types of energies, ranging from nuclear to atomic. You could say his power output itself is atomic. While his alien species is unknown, Atomics is essentially a walking nuclear reactor, and if pushed far enough, is able to start a complete meltdown. His massive blasts of nuclear energy are capable of knocking out enemies with ease. Not to mention, he is able to defend himself against aliens like Ghost Freak and Vampire, as he is capable of generating energy into a large bright orb called fusion cuisine that burns their bodies to a crisp. With enough time and effort, Atomics can even make the fusion cuisine orb the size of the sun, capable of sustaining itself even after Ben has reverted back to being human. Due to his nuclear body, Atomics glows in the dark, and he is able to reproduce gamma radiation, even though he was never actually trained on how to do so. The main downside to Atomics' nuclear manipulation is that it drastically drains his body of stamina with each use. However, considering how strong he is, the fight is usually over by that time, so I think it's safe to say that the power of Atomics deserves our number 1 spot. Well, that's our picks for the top 10 strongest powers and abilities of Ben Tennyson in the series Ben 10. What did you think of our top 10? What powers and abilities would you have added or changed? You can let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you want to see more content like this, to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. As always, thanks for tuning in to Comet's Top 10s, and I will see you on our next Top 10 video. If you want to start the Ben 10 journey, then check out our How to Watch video for the Ben 10 series as a whole on Comet Comics. If you're looking for some Ben 10 top 5s while you wait for some more top 10s, then check out our Ben 10 playlist here on Comet's Top 10s. As always, if you want to suggest a video topic, leave a comment down below with the tagline Top 10 Ideas.